What's going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another edition of Renegades Reviews, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I'm the Renegade J.J. Williams, and today we're going to be talking about the 1998 Tom Hanks film, Saving Private Ryan, which starred Tom Hanks as Captain Miller, Matt Damon as Private James Francis Ryan, alongside the supporting cast of Edward Burns, Tom Sizemore, Vin Diesel, Barry Pepper, Giovanni Ribisi, Ted Danson, and Paul Giamatti. What's going on, everybody? And like I mentioned yesterday when we were doing That Thing You Do, prior to watching this film for reviewing it, I had never seen this film before. And as I also teased, there's going to be a couple more movies coming up here in the coming days that I've also never seen prior to watching them to review this. So, needless to say, this whole Renegade Reviews relaunch has been a great experiment, if for no other reason, but to finally start seeing movies in my personal collection. Okay, I've owned some of these films for a while and just have never watched them. So, relaunching this show, giving me a reason to watch some of these films for the first time, rewatch movies that I love again, it's definitely been a good thing for me. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about me watching movies that I've never seen before. We're here to talk about today Saving Private Ryan. So let's get into it, shall we? The film begins in the present day as an elderly man is visiting the Normandy cemetery with his family. When the man stumbles upon a particular tombstone, he falls to his knees and he breaks down. From there, we flash back in time to June 6th, 1944, as U.S. soldiers are landing at Omaha Beach as part of the Normandy invasion. Let me just say right here, if you have a weak stomach and you have never seen this movie before, you're probably going to want to skip the next 20 minutes. It's intense, it's violent, it's brutal, it's everything that real life war more than likely is. I'm lucky. I've never had to serve in a war. I wasn't even able really to join the military because of my medical conditions. But everything that you could imagine in your head that happens in a war zone is depicted here. Death, injury, blood, gore, guts, literally guts. We see a man's guts spilling out of his side on the beach. It's brutal. I legitimately got queasy watching this. And I've got a pretty strong stomach. I watch horror movies for fun. I don't get scared or disgusted real easy. But I legit got queasy when I saw the dude's guts coming out of his side. Towards the end of the scene, we see a dead body face down in the water with Ryan, S stitched onto his backpack. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the War Department learns that 3 out of the 4 Ryan boys were just killed in action, all within a few days of each other. They decide then and there that Private James Ryan needs to be found and brought back home to his mama. 3 days after D-Day, Captain Miller receives his orders to find Private Ryan so he can go home. Captain Miller gets his team and starts out on their mission. They locate a Private James Ryan, but it's James Frederick Ryan, not James Francis Ryan, so it's the wrong person. Miller and his unit encounter some soldiers passing by and are informed that Ryan is defending a bridge in Rommel. Upon arriving in Rommel, Miller and his unit try to get Ryan to come with them. They find a group of soldiers defending a bridge. Miller finds Ryan, gives him the news, and as distraught as Private Ryan is about the death of his brothers, he refuses to abandon his post, not leaving. Miller and his team tell him, look, we have lost men on our journey to find you, to bring you back home. Their sacrifice is in vain if we do not accomplish our mission. Ryan agrees to go after they defend the bridge. Like, he has to complete his own mission to have peace of mind before he leaves. So Miller combines his troops with the troops on the bridge, and when the attack comes, they hold down the bridge. Lives are lost. A lot of Miller's team is lost. A lot of German soldiers are lost. But eventually they get the German soldiers to retreat. Miller is shot. We lose Miller. And then we fade back to the present day. It's revealed that the man at the tombstone is Private James Ryan, that the tombstone belongs to Captain Miller. He expresses his gratitude to him for what he did that day and the sacrifices that him and his team made for him. Questions whether his life was really, truly worthy of the sacrifice. To which his wife proclaims, yes, your life was worthy of that. Ryan salutes Miller's grave, and we fade to the U.S. flag waving in the breeze. I know I left out a bunch of little minor details, but I felt like I just gave you the meat and potatoes of it. I highly, highly recommend, if you've never seen this movie, pause me right now, put it on, watch it, and then come back and watch the rest of my review. Because there's so much going on in this film, so many little things here and there going on, that if I sat here and talked about every single one of them, this video would probably be almost as long as the movie. So I tried to condense it. I tried to consolidate it. I tried to take the gist of the story to talk about and leave a lot of the other little stuff out. I felt that was the best way to go. For a movie I had never seen before, I regret having never seen this movie before until I watched it for this. I hope to God that this movie is shown in history classes, whether it's high school or college. Because when you get to war, and especially World War II, this is a hell of a story of war life. I can only imagine what our actual troops that serve in war go through after watching this film. As far as my stars, four and a half out of five. Excuse me. 4.5 out of 5. This movie was damn good. It's not really something that caught my attention when it first came out. The trailers didn't grab me. I'm a guy that goes by the trailers. If you cannot hook me in the 30 seconds to a minute that your trailer airs, then I'm probably not going to see your movie. There's got to be something to grab me and pull me in. And for some reason, nothing about the trailer for this film grabbed me. As much of a Tom Hanks fan as I am, part of it might have been Matt Damon, because at the time of the film, I was not big on Matt Damon. He was kind of Hollywood's golden boy at the moment, having just had success with Good Will Hunting. And he seemed like he was poised to be the next hot ticket star. And usually when Hollywood finds their hot ticket star, I tend to go the other way from them. There are a few Matt Damon films that I do enjoy, and I'm sure at some point in time we'll get to those here on Renegades Reviews. But at the point in time when this movie came out, I think Matt Damon's involvement in it probably pushed me away instead of pulled me towards it. And it's a shame because at the end of the day, his role, although it's a pivotal one, isn't a major one. And I think if I had known that at that point, I might have went ahead and gone and seen it. But alas, I didn't. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think about Saving Private Ryan? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, as always. Let's get those hashtags out there on social media. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Don't forget to do what the commercial just said. Get out there. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. Get the merchandise of the Casa D18 Brethren. Get your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt and support me. Get your Dad's Not Always on Wrestling shirt. Support me and Jeff. Get your Statboy Sports Bar shirt, your Statboy Approved shirt, and support my brother, the Statboy Mike Caldwell. Get your Meachamania shirts, your Jeff Meacham Network shirts, all at the one spot. Let me know what other movies you'd like for me to do in the coming months. Leave those in the comment box as well. As you know, I've pretty much got the year lined up the way I kind of want it. There may be room for a couple of additions and subtractions. So leave your suggestions and I'll see if I can fit them in this year. If not, then they will definitely begin to get penciled in for themes for the following year. Just as a little teaser, just as a little taste, since I spoke about trailers a moment ago, I'm going to throw you a trailer here. Let's take a look at what's going to be coming up next month, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel and Renegades Reviews. Lots of stuff. We've actually got 2 themes in store next month, from the 1st through the 14th, which of course is Valentine's Day. We're going to be looking at chick flicks. We've got beaches, we've got brown sugar, we've got soul food, we've got breakfast at Tiffany's, we've got a whole lot of stuff on deck for that. As well as from the 15th through the 28th, we're going to be taking a look at Black History Month. From the epic 70s miniseries Roots, to Ray, to Ali, to Straight Outta Compton, to Marshall and 42. Lots and lots of stuff lined up here for that as well. So make sure you join us in February for those movies. Make sure you continue to join us here this month as we bring you more and more Tom Hanks films. We're slowly starting to wind the month down. We've only got a few more days left here. But that doesn't mean that you should give up on me or that you should stop watching, because we've still got some heavy hitters coming this month. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, right here on the channel, we're going to be discussing You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, the third and to date final pairing between the two, having previously starred in Sleepless in Seattle and Joe versus the Volcano. So make sure you're here tomorrow for that. Until then, right here on Renegades Reviews, exclusively on the Casa D18 Studios channel, I am the Renegade JJ Williams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.